In 2006, community playwright and director Bev Clarke started to write a one-act drama based on the research into her own family history. Her great-uncle George had died at the Battle of the Somme in 1916. In 2008, Bev formed Hand in Hand Theatre Productions, and in December of that year she decided to develop the play as a production to be entered into the local Leverhulme Drama Festival, with some initial funding from Your Wirral to start the production process. In the play, the Watson family address issues raised by a century of wars, as well as the problems on the streets of modern-day Britain, with gangs, antisocial behaviour and bullying. The story explores the ideas of duty and honour, waste and futility, and how modern warfare can affect family life. For the young protagonist Darren, it is a journey of discovery about family history, the relationship with his father, and his own future. Grandfather Ron Watson still respects and remembers the past.
Well, Dad, I guess you're with Grandfather George now, somewhere up there. Making up for lost time, no doubt. We never did talk about it much, did we? Apart from that glorious autumn day back in, when was it? 1958?
Stephen is a broken man, unable to cope with his ordeal in the Gulf.
It's just I can't cope with all that glory and honour stuff. Do something for him.
Darren has a secret he cannot confide in his father.
Dad, alright! Alright. It might be fun once, but just don't make me do that again. Don't make me do it again.
There's something to give him hope for the future. If only he and his father could talk to each other.
Oh, come on, son, don't just turn away from me like that and stare at the wall. Darren, son, please! Please, don't just walk out! Darren, please, don't... The door. Don't say it! Who the hell are you? You should watch your language, boy. Yeah?
Darren goes to the cenotaph to fulfil the dare, but he meets with a stranger.
Have you come here to remember?
I need no reminding, Darren. It's all as clear as day to me. I'd like to forget. There's those here that need to remember.
What's that?
Don't make this, Darren! Take this!
What for?
Keep your head down.
Suddenly they're transported back to the trenches of World War I. The technical aspects of the play were demanding, but the production team provided slick, atmospheric and dramatic effects. The soundtrack was composed by Andy Taylor, and the lighting and set by Simon Cole, with assistance from design student Michaela Poole.
I don't understand what's happening.
Welcome to my world, Darren! Welcome to hell on earth!
George recounts his own story to Darren, the horrors of battle and how he never knew the baby son he left behind.
And sometimes I think I can hear his cry in the wind.
For a brief moment we see a glimpse of the young Billy speaking to his dead father.
Well, Dad, it's me, Billy. I thought I'd visit you today, it being Remembrance Day. Dad, there's so much I want to tell you. I wish I could have known you. If I was just a little bit older, if I could have understood where you were going. The war took you from us, and we were left empty.
You have to die.
Should I run away and go back to them a coward?
Did you die a hero?
Hero. There's nothing heroic about lying bleeding face down in the mud while trampled by petrified men escaping despair.
You're Billy's father. You're everything to him.
Well, tell me about your father.
My father. What do you want to know about him for? Oh, wait, I thought you said you knew him.
I do. But do you?
Well, he answers me a lot.
You mean he disapproves of your behaviour?
I mean, he doesn't understand me.
I think most fathers and sons are guilty of a little misunderstanding sometimes.
I don't know what it is that happened to him that makes him feel
what he does. And the thing that makes me feel the way I do, if he'd just tell me.
What will you do when you work?
Well, something will turn up and I'll sort it.
Even if it's a flask and torch job, eh?
No! I won't end up like him. I said nobody.
Would you prefer that your dad had a hero's death?
That's just it! He didn't die, or even get wounded. He just couldn't hack it.
Then Darren confides his secret to George.
You're not a bully. Just afraid of being a victim. You know, retaliation is not the same as self-defense.
You shoot Germans, don't you? You didn't shoot them. They'd shoot you.
We're all afraid of something.
The story takes another twist as Darren is transported to modern-day Iraq and becomes the young Iraqi boy who has been shot by a British soldier, and we learn Stephen's secret. This poses a challenge for any young actor, as he must play the parts of both boys.
Delta 5! Delta 5! Delta 5, we've got a civilian casualty! It's a male! Boy! It's a boy, really. Look, I need medical backup now! Over! Alright, son, stay with me. You're alright. God, what were you doing here? There's supposed to be no civilians in this area. Do you understand English?
Yes, I understand.
Alright. Help's on its way. What's your name?
Abdul.
Alright. Abdul. We're going to get you somewhere safe.
Where is there somewhere safe? Now in our country. I bleed the blood of my father, and he bleeds the blood of our enemies. I curse you, English, and your son, as he grows up in a safe, peaceful country. Look, English, there is blood in your hands. Dad!
Keep walking, boy. Into the future, back to your dad.
Darren is saved by his father with the help of the ghost of George.
He's tormented by the sight of a boy dying in his arms. Only you can heal his pain.
It's alright, son, it's alright. They've gone. Can't hurt you anymore.
Finally, Darren finds his way back to the present and father and son are reunited.
When you were a baby, I'd hold you in my arms like this and I'd cry. You were the most important thing in all of my life. All I wanted to do was protect you, keep you safe. I wanted you to be so proud of me and all the things I'd done. But how could you be proud of me when I'm so ashamed of myself?
Dad, I'm sorry.
Sorry? No need to be sorry, son. You've got to remember, Darren, whatever happens, whatever comes in the future, I'll always be your father. And you'll always be my son.
Who are you? Really?
Don't you know yet?
Your granddad's granddad!
And George can rest in peace, knowing he has helped his descendants.
I am but the echo of shadows. I am but the seed that blows on the winds of time. I am but a flower that blooms in a field. I am but a footprint that falls upon the road. I am but a memory for you to remember or forget. I am your past, Darren, as you are my future. Remember, don't let my death be for nothing. Be a son to your father and let him be a father to you. Walk into the light of your own future, boy, and live, and live, and live.
Hello, my name's David Crosby. I played Grandfather in Remembrance Day. I was attracted to the part because I found him an interesting sort of character. His father had fought in the war and he hadn't, but his son had fought in Iraq and had been traumatised by those events. But Grandfather had old-fashioned values and was trying to push his son to bring his grandson's attention to those values and carry on those values. And I found it a very interesting part and a very interesting character, and I enjoyed very much doing it.
My name's James Woodfinson and I played Darren, who was the teenage tearaway in Remembrance Day. The thing I particularly enjoyed about playing Darren was the fact that I've not really had a serious play before, and I've always done comedy and things like that, so playing Darren opens up a whole new type of drama for me, and it actually ended up really well because I won the Best Actor Awards, which was like one of my favourite moments of it because I've never really won an award for my acting, so it was quite a happy experience for me.
Well, my name's Christopher Lee Power. Yes, Remembrance Day was one of those projects I decided to take on because it dealt with the past, a character called George who lives in the past. And I think for me it was a privilege to play this character because the character George dealt with a lot of emotions, and certainly this relationship between him and his great-great-great-grandson and how he could help bring these two characters together, meaning, the father and son. The response from the audience was fantastic, and it was a wonderful experience.
My name's Liz and my son Edward Burkett played the part of Billy. For Edward, it was a first-time production for him out of school, and he had a single monologue to do, which he had to stand up in front of an audience, public speaking, to do what he had to do, and it went down very well. In the production, I ended up being the bits and bobs woman, as I call myself, starting off with making the tea. At the end of it, I was backstage crew and ended up going on first with the umbrella and things like that, and helping the rest of the crew members.
Well, I'm Michaela Poole and I was the set designer for Remembrance Day, and I got involved because I was doing my degree, and it was part of my placement to go and work in the field that I was interested in, and I met Bev and began designing and developing the set with her, and we did very well.